My brother Logan has always had this magnetism. Ever since we were kids, people just flocked to him. He was charming, funny, knew how to say the right thing at the right time. Girls loved him, teachers adored him, and my parents, they practically worshipped the ground he walked on. I used to admire it. I used to think, wow, my brother's got it all figured out. But lately, admiration has turned into something uglier. It started with small comments. We'd be at a family dinner, and Logan would lean over to my boyfriend Josh and say something like, "Man, how do you handle her when she's being this fiery?" With a wink, everyone would laugh, including Josh. I forced a smile. Once? Fine. Twice? Okay. But it kept happening. Logan would hug Josh just a little too long, compliment his cologne, call him handsome, and tease him about working out. I know my brother flirts with everyone, but this felt different. This felt personal. One night, Josh and I were watching a movie in the living room, and Logan walked in wearing just a towel. He plopped down next to us, close to close, and casually dropped, "If you ever get tired of her nagging, you know where to find me." Josh laughed. I didn't. Later, I told my parents I was uncomfortable. I expected them to take it seriously. Instead, they rolled their eyes. "That's just his personality," my mom said, like it was a perfectly reasonable excuse. "He doesn't mean anything by it," Dad added. "Don't be so sensitive." Sensitive. That word echoed in my head all night. Was I overreacting? Was it all in my head? But then I remembered the way Logan's eyes lingered on Josh, the way he interrupted our alone time, the way he always seemed to be watching us, like he was waiting for something. This wasn't harmless. And if no one else was going to say it out loud, I guess I'll have to be the one who does. After that night, I tried to shake it off. I wanted to believe I was just imagining things, that Logan was being his usual flirty self and nothing more. But something inside me kept screaming, "This isn't normal." Josh started acting different. He got weirdly defensive when I brought up Logan, claimed I was being controlling. Then he started hanging out with my brother without me. "I'm just grabbing a beer with Logan," he'd say, like it was no big deal. Except it was a big deal, because Logan never used to text Josh. He never used to show up at his job or comment heart emojis under his gym selfies. I remember one night in particular. We were at a party one of Josh's co-workers was throwing. I stepped outside to take a call, and when I came back in, I saw them, Josh and Logan, in the kitchen, laughing about something. Logan touched Josh's arm, and they leaned in so close their heads almost touched. When I walked up, the laughter died. They looked at me like I'd just walked in on something I wasn't supposed to see. Later that night, I asked Josh what they were talking about. He shrugged and said, "Nothing important." But he couldn't look me in the eye. I tried bringing it up with my parents again. I thought maybe now they'd see it, but all I got was the same response. "Logan is just friendly," my mom said with a smile that felt like a slap. "You're blowing this way out of proportion," Dad added. I felt like I was going crazy. No one was listening. No one cared how uncomfortable I was. And the worst part, Josh didn't seem confused or awkward anymore. He seemed comfortable with Logan, like this was all perfectly normal for them. Every day, I felt myself slipping further from the people I thought I could trust. My boyfriend, my family. And the more I tried to hold on, the more I realized maybe I was the only one who still thought something was worth saving. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly. Maybe that if I ignored it long enough, things would just fix themselves. That Josh would remember we were us, and Logan would back off. But instead, things got worse. Josh became distant physically, emotionally. He started canceling plans, showing up late, barely texting back. When he did, it was dry. One-word answers, no warmth. Then one night, he left his phone on the counter while he showered. I didn't plan on snooping. I swear I didn't. But something told me to look. And I did. What I found made my stomach turn. There were weeks of messages between him and Logan. Flirty, suggestive, and way past the point of just jokes. Logan had sent a picture of himself shirtless, captioned, "You still thinking about last weekend?" Josh replied with a fire emoji. I couldn't breathe. My ears rang. I scrolled back further. They had a nickname for me, the chaperone, like I was some annoying third wheel in my own relationship. I waited until Josh came out of the shower. I held up his phone. "Explain this." His face went pale, but only for a second. Then he smirked. "You went through my phone? That's a little invasive." I snapped. "Don't turn this on me. You've been sneaking around with my brother." He shrugged. "It's not what you think. It's just banter. You're reading into it." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I stormed out, drove straight to my parents' house, desperate, still stupidly hoping someone would finally be on my side. I showed them the messages, the pictures, the proof, and my mom said, "Honey, Logan just likes attention. It doesn't mean anything." My dad added, "You're making a mountain out of a molehill." That was it. That was the moment I knew. I wasn't just losing a boyfriend. I was losing my family too. They'd chosen Logan again. And suddenly, I wasn't angry anymore. I was just done. I didn't go home that night. I couldn't. I ended up crashing on my Aunt Marlene's couch, the only person in my family who never seemed to fall for Logan's charm. She made me tea, let me cry, and didn't say a word until I was ready to talk. When I finally told her everything about Josh, the messages, the way Mom and Dad brushed it off, she didn't look surprised. She just sighed like she'd been waiting for this moment. "I was hoping you'd never have to go through this," she said softly. That's when she told me, "Logan has always been like this. Charming, manipulative, dangerous in the way that only people who've never heard no can be." She told me about my cousin, Lily, how Logan flirted with her fiancé for months behind her back, how he broke them up, how Lily found texts, just like I did. When she confronted him, he laughed and said, "It was just a game." Our parents knew. Everyone knew. They just covered it up. Said Lily overreacted. Said she was jealous. Sound familiar? Aunt Marlene said Logan learned early that being the funny, flirty one meant he could get away with anything. He played it off like it was all harmless, and everyone let him, because calling out Logan meant dealing with the fallout. It meant seeing the truth, and no one in my family wanted to do that. They let him hurt people over and over because it was easier than holding him accountable. I sat there, stunned, as years of small red flags suddenly connected. The way Logan twisted conversations, the smirks, the gaslighting, the way he made me feel crazy. I wasn't crazy. I was just the first one to finally say something out loud. And now I was done protecting people who would never protect me. The next morning, I went back to the apartment. Not to stay, just to pack. Josh was there, sitting on the couch like nothing had happened, like he didn't blow up everything we had for a game with my brother. He looked up at me and had the audacity to say, "So, are we really doing this?" I didn't answer. I walked straight into our bedroom, grabbed a duffel, and started throwing my life into it. "You're being dramatic," he said behind me. I stopped, turned around, and for the first time in a long time I wasn't sad. I wasn't confused. I was clear. "I gave you every part of me," I said, "and you handed it over to my brother like it was some inside joke." He tried to speak. I shut the door in his face. I left the apartment with my head high and my heart pounding, not from pain but from power. Then came the messages. My mom, "Come home, sweetie. We'll talk it out." My dad, "You're overreacting. Just breathe." Logan, oh, he went full narcissist. Sent me a voice note. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I just can't help it if people like me." I blocked every single one of them. I got a new apartment, a new number, and for the first time in my life, I made me the priority. No more golden boys. No more gaslighting. No more begging to be believed. Weeks passed. Then one night, I got a new message. Unfamiliar number. No name. Just a simple, "Hey, it's Logan. Can we talk?" I stared at it for a second. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was pathetic. I didn't even open it. I just hit delete. And you know what? That silence, that peace, that's the sound of me finally choosing myself. For good. If you are the one who's been betrayed by someone close to you, how did you find the courage to stand up for yourself and walk away?